Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome, neighbors, to Vecinos with your host, Maria Garcia.
Good morning. Welcome to Vecinos. My name is Oscar Vasquez, your co-host with Maria. So today we have a special guest who came all the way from Calexico. So he had to wake up very early this morning and to be here on time. So we have here Samuel Gutierrez. He's a student counselor at Dool Elementary. And I met him at UCSD because he does an amazing work with the kids in Calexico, which is every year he brings a group of kids from Calexico all the way down to UCSD to visit the labs, to visit the library, to listen to talks. And he has been doing a phenomenal job helping the kids to kind of get excited about education. So thank you so much, Sammy. So please let us know. So what do you do in Calexico? What do you do with the kids there?
First of all, thank you for having me here, Dr. Vasquez. Working at Calexico Unified School District, it has been a dream come true for me. I feel that serving our students is a priceless satisfaction for me, and I am grateful to be celebrating this by expressing it and advertising it to everybody, because our students are thriving and they're learning every single day, and I'm very grateful to be here.
Perfect. So let's hear about your story, Sammy. So you told me that you were born in Guadalajara and then you came to LA and you started getting to education. So tell us a little bit about how was your education. I mean, I think now you're a great counselor, so I guess your education was also special. So tell us a little bit about your education.
Well, I came from Guadalajara when I was about 2 years old, in Guadalajara, Mexico. I was raised in the city of Bell Gardens, California, and I went to Garfield Elementary School. I started there. My education, I was an English learner, so I didn't speak any English. Garfield Elementary served as a foundation for my educational experience that I've had till right now.
So you started speaking English when you were 3 years old?
I began speaking English right about when I was in 5th grade.
Okay.
And then I went to middle school, Bell Gardens Intermediate School, where I would continue learning more English. And then I went to Bell Gardens High School, and I graduated from Bell Gardens High School 2007. My class that graduated was the second class to take the exit exam. And you had to pass the math, and you also had to pass the English. So it was a big challenge.
So I guess it's not easy, right? When you come and I guess your classes were in English and you had to learn English. So how was it with your teachers, with your friends? Was it kind of like a supportive environment, or was the right challenging?
The best way to learn a language is through integration. And I feel that my parents provided me a support system starting from home, where they said, at school you speak English, and at home you speak Spanish. And I had to practice both languages. So it was a grasping a new language, but at the same time, not forgetting your roots, your language of roots. And so I managed to learn and excel in both languages.
How about your teachers? I mean, were they also supporting? I mean,
yes.
Were they aware that it was like a new language for you, or?
I think many of my teachers were very well experienced and very supportive. And I feel that they saw some potential, and they just started feeding that potential with knowledge. And I'm grateful to be a result of that.
Right. And when you talk about the integration, I guess for kids that means to have friends, to go and play with them during the off hours during the school, I guess.
Yes, that is correct. Integration, social integration is integral for a student to succeed. For me, it's very important for students not just to be included or integrated on paper, but to feel included. And when students feel included, they feel welcome, they feel at home, they feel a sense of belonging, and that facilitates itself learning. And for me, that's what helped me out a lot when I was learning English.
Wow, amazing. And then you did the jump to middle school then?
Yes, I went to middle school. I continued learning. And to this day, I am always learning. uh, education is a lifelong experience, and we just have to continue learning and never settle for less. We cannot just say, okay, well, there you go. I got my education. I don't need to read no more books.
Right.
No, actually, it's our duty as noble citizens of this great global community to do our due diligence of being actively educated and current with information, with new innovative ideas that improve quality of life.
Okay. Now, in addition to the school, I mean, did you also have like some other activities like sports or arts, other kind of activities that help you to kind of integrate into the society?
Many enrichment activities, extracurricular activities are integral to just enjoy life, and just to feel good. I was in cross country, and when I was in high school, and I was also in the baseball program at the high school, and even though I was not the fastest runner or the best pitcher in the team, I was part of the team. And when you win, you compete together, you have a sense of belonging, and a lot of those experiences really teach you lifelong skills. You have to learn how to work as a team, which I did learn not only in the classroom setting, but also on the field. And I took those skills that I learned back in K-12 system back at Montebello Unified School District to where I work now. I find myself using these collaborative skills, this just intention just to be part of a team, succeed as a team, and go on from there.
I have the feeling that, I mean, just because I'm from Mexico, and I think in Mexico sometimes in the schools, we don't have all these extracurricular activities, like sport or arts. And sometimes I have the feeling that the parents who came, I mean, the parents of our kids, they are not aware about all these opportunities that we have in the U.S. to have these extracurricular activities, like the sports, the arts, the presentations. So I think that's something that the parents that should really take advantage, because it makes it easier for the kids to integrate in society. For me, it was the same case. Like, I made a lot of friends playing soccer. Because you immediately become part of a team, you make friends, and it's another way to integrate. And so then, by that time, did you already knew that you were kind of wanted to do something on education? I mean, actually, to go to high school, did you stay still like in your hometown when you moved to high school? Or
That's an excellent question, Doctor. That question brings me to one question that I usually ask my students at Dool Elementary. We don't ask students at Dool, what do you want to be when you grow up? We ask them, what challenges do you see in today's society that need to be addressed? And how could you address them? What can you do about it? We are promoting communication. We are promoting critical thinking skills. And our students, even if they are English learners, use those critical thinking skills through integration, and they succeed, and they have great ideas. And this is providing our society, just this result provides our society the fact that does not matter where you come from, who you are a human being, you are intelligent, and you could provide something positive to the society.
Right, so that's very interesting. So you said that, right, and asking them, like, what do you want to do in the future? Like, you can ask them, what do you see right now that has to be done, that needs to be improved? Yeah. That's great, because I think sometimes we ask these questions to the kids, and I think maybe they're not, like, they still don't have, like, the understanding to see, what I want to do when I'm going to be an adult. But I think, like, asking them this question, like, what do you see right now that needs to be improved? I think it's a better way to actually frame the question, right?
A lot of my teachers sometimes, when they want additional support in regards to like establishing norms or rules in the classroom, one of the things that even my school principal, Ms. John Hansen, and I really promote at the school is encouraging students to express through dialogue what are the rules that they want to establish in their classrooms, And to our surprise, we find that students are a little bit unique in this, because they actually are more strict on the rules. We might be more lenient; they're more strict, but they are responsible. So if they say, for example, respecting one another, they hold each other accountable because they made the rules. So we promote dialogue, and it is through integration that they do that. Students feel involved, and that's very important.
Wow. So it's kind of like empowering the students, right, to sort of take care of their classroom.
For them to be accountable is very important.
Right. So what kind of things do the students see? I mean, what kind of answers they tell you when you ask them, like, what do they see as challenges in society now?
Okay. That's an excellent point. Calexico Unified School District, it's a district. It's a border town district. You could say that neighbors the neighbor city of Mexicali, Mexico. So this community is unique because many individuals live in both worlds, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They enjoy both worlds as well, and they also have the challenges of both worlds. So what a student from, say, Orange County could see as a challenge in our society could be a little bit different in Imperial County.
Yeah.
Because it's based on geographical location, also climate. It's a little bit hotter in Imperial County.
Also farm fields as well.
Farm fields, and then also immigration issues and what's happening in both nations.
Okay,
now,
I think
yes.
Let's take that for the next segment. I think that's very important because I think that's a unique part of the situation of Calexico and the kids that grow in these two things. So you're listening to WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
The richness of your life is reflected in the shimmering elegance found at Dool Design. One-of-a-kind jewelry and pieces from Cynthia Dillon in silver and gold help to express your unique personality. The flowing designs of her creations will empower the way you move throughout your day. Join us online at DIOLUNdesigns.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
One person has the power to change the world, impact millions of lives, and leave a legacy for lifetimes to come. That person is you. In the New York Times bestseller, What is Your What? Steve Olsher, award-winning author and founder of the Reinvention Workshop, reveals his proven process that has helped thousands of men and women discover, share, and monetize the one thing they were born to do. Grab your free copy now at www.whatisyourwhat.com/free. That's www.whatisyourwhat.com/free.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McCullough brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcCullough.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. MCAULIFFE. ChristopherMcCullough.com. kids.l.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome, neighbors, to Vecinos with your host, Maria Garcia.
Okay, we are back with Samuel Gutierrez from Dool Elementary in Calexico. So, Sammy, tell us a little bit more. So, when you ask the kids what do they see as challenges today, what kind of answer do you get from them?
I summed up in a brief recent experience about when President Donald Trump was elected into office. The following school day, when students came to school, many were asking me, "What's going to happen now?" And many of them had this sense of uncertainty, and as a school counselor, I had to be immediate to their needs and address that in a way where I do not provide them divisive rhetoric, but I am being more of aware of what is concerning them, and using that instead of planting hate and division amongst them. I plant a sense of being proactive. Okay, there is a challenge. Eminently, there's a challenge right now. What can we do about it? And so students begin thinking in ways that are proactive and that are adaptive to the success of them and their families, not something that is going to further deviate a division.
Yeah, you don't want to bring fear into the kids, right? You want it to be like proactive and inclusive, right? Keep that aspect.
See, and I tell students it is okay not to be okay. It is completely acceptable not to agree with sometimes the decisions that some adults make, just because we are adults does not mean that we have the world under control. It does not mean that everything's perfect and that everything we do is just perfect and that they should model that. I feel that there's this distorted view that students should, see that in adults. But reality is we have to be transparent. And as an educator, I feel that we need to be transparent with our students. Let them know, you know what, I made a mistake. I admit it, but this is what I'm going to do about it. So being proactive about it is very unique because then students realize it is completely acceptable to make mistakes.
Right.
It is completely acceptable to not be 100%. So they won't be hard on themselves, and they will realize that making mistakes is actually part of growing process.
Right. Samuel, tell us a little bit. I mean, the kids, right? They grow in. Most of the time, the parents are from Mexico, right? So they have the parents they went to a different school, right, to a different system in Mexico, and now the kids are going to school here in a different system, in a different environment. What is the challenge for? I mean, I guess it's difficult for the kids to kind of like have a certain culture in school, and then having their parents a little bit like not in the same symphony with the school system here. Do you see that as a challenge, or?
I always tell parents, especially when I'm in. When I have the opportunity to do parent trainings or to be in parent conferences, that their child's education is the future of the family, and how much they invest in it is going to predict also, how well they're going to be doing in life as a family. And I always try to, send them that message that education improves the quality of life, because if you become more educated, you become more knowledgeable. If you become more knowledgeable, you make more informed decisions. And that's what we want our students to do, to make more informed, educated decisions about the pathways that they're going to be leading in their lives. And usually these pathways actually will facilitate, if a better quality of life for the family, or if otherwise, they will be informed. They will make an informed decision.
Right. So do you think, do you think the parents are really putting that? They put in enough effort. I mean, well, you were talking about the importance of communication, right? That the parents should talk more with the kids about their education.
One of the many books I've read by Dr. Garate Rivera, professor at Cetis University, he always presents the idea that education to a family in this region represents a promise. See, parents send students to school of this community or Mexican heritage. They send students to school because they see education as a promise. And they don't really, at times, if they don't know what's really going on, they at least know that it's a promise. And what does that mean? It means that there is hope. That if they send their students, that hope represents a promise that there will be a better future. So they will say things like in Spanish, "I se lo encargo," or you know what, I leave them to you, to your care. It's not that they're asking you to babysit this kid. It's what they're saying is, I'm putting this hope in your hands. There's a promise here. There's eminently a promise here. Help me,
right?
And so there's this general idea that this promise could help them, hopefully help them have a better quality of life. So I encourage parents and I congratulate them when they send their students to school, when they're improving, when their attendance is improving, the grades. I thank them. I said, thank you for doing your part. And they're like, but there's times where I don't know how to help them with their homework, especially with these new changes in Common Core. Yeah. I say, you know what, the fact that you spend time with them, the fact that you show them genuinely that you're interested in their success and you provide them that space to succeed, it goes a far distance. And you always hear those success stories where first-generation student graduates, but if they all have one thing in common is that there was at least somebody that was very supportive of that individual, one way or the other.
So I guess it's very difficult for the parents, right, to help them with English, with math, because, I mean, many of them, they didn't have that good education, and they may even not speak English, right? So I guess it's a little bit frustrating, right, for the parents sometimes to feel that you cannot help them, let's say, with the content of the class. But I guess, as you said, just supporting them and, like, cheering for them, showing confidence, I think that's what is in their hands.
There are different ways of supporting them. I mean, they could take them to the local library. Mm-hmm. They could help, for tutoring services. Sometimes they could even ask in their school district or the school, is there any additional services that are offered, such as tutoring or after school, or even sometimes, we have so many unique teachers in our world that, I have a lot of respect for teachers because a lot of them, they will be willing to do it for free. They will be willing to stay an extra 15 minutes after school, 30 minutes, just to make sure the student understands his geometry or the math or the English, whatever it is. The teachers, but students need to ask, and parents need to facilitate that as well.
Right. So do you think we also kind of need or a little bit to educate the parents a little bit also in what is the best way to support them?
Yes, and like I mentioned before, for us as educators, education itself, it's a continuous process. We're always being educated. We're always learning. It's the same thing for parents. There's no set manual before you're a parent saying, okay, there's a manual for being a parent here. Just follow it and you'll be a great parent. There's no manual like that. But at the same time, while being a parent, there's no manual that allows you to continue improving. So you have to find your way of learning. And I feel that education is an excellent way.
And you were saying that parents, I think on average, they spend about only like 12 minutes talking to their kids?
That is correct. So most recently I went to this training, and the presenter was talking about how an American parent you could say American as somebody that in a parent here in the United States, they spend an average of 12 minutes communicating with the children, whereas in comparison, children spend about 7 to 8 hours in front of a gadget each day. So that is very disturbing because we need more communication. There's a difference between speaking and communicating. Speaking is it's literally speaking. You could say
have food or do this, wake up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not really like a dialogue, right?
Yes, and what happens is one of the challenges that we have is that it's very fragmented in our community, where students asking they'll say in Spanish, "Oh, buy me this toy," and the parent will answer in a fragmented sentence like, "Ahorita no, vete para allá, no fales." And so they're very fragmented, and then we send these students to school and we expect them to produce complete sentences in their English class. But in reality is we need to be, even as parents, we need to make sure that our students we speak to them in complete sentences, we answer the questions in complete sentences, and they will also model that. A lot in learning how to write has to do with reading more, but also listening more. They need to listen to complete sentences.
That's impressive. I never pay attention to that. That also the way we talk to the kids is going to also determine how they will react later.
To add to that, those 12 minutes, I mean, think about it. 12 minutes, how much of those 12 minutes are really spent in a very productive conversation, or even a complete sentence kind of involvement of conversation? So I'm a little bit bothered by that, but we encourage our students in our school to speak in complete sentences.
We're going to continue with this conversation. That's very important. Yeah, I think it's something the parents were not aware of, that impact that we're doing on them. So you're listening to WSRadio.com, the world leader in Internet talk.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
Attention business owners, if you feel like your business owns you and want to grow your company and get your life back, then get the Scale Toolkit at scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com. Created by Wall Street Journal bestselling author David Finkel and Priceline.com co-founder Jeff Hoffman, this free collection of 36 videos and PDF tools will help you build a business, not a job. Go to scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com today and learn how to work less by getting your business to produce more.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
If you heard that sound, you probably are eligible for insurance from Navy Mutual, insuring the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Here's what one policyholder, retired Navy Commander Thomas Dade, had to say.
Navy Mutual is the best insurance decision I ever made. I wish you had a savings plan available that earned the rates my Navy Mutual insurance has been earning.
Navy Mutual Aid Association, started by military members in 1879, serves active, reserve, and retired military today. Navy Mutual honors our military by providing them affordable life insurance with the features they need without fine print, sales fees, or military service restrictions. Value, integrity, trust, and stability are the cornerstones on which our commitment to you and your loved ones are built. Call Navy Mutual at 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org for your personal life insurance plan consultation. 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome, neighbors, to the Cinos with your host, Maria Garcia.
Welcome back. We're having this conversation with Samuel Gutierrez, with Sammy. So, Sammy, right now you're a student counselor, but you're also doing your master's, right? No, you're already in your PhD, right? You already got a master's and you're doing a PhD in education, right? So,
Correct.
What drove you to get into the PhD program? Actually, how did you get into education? What was the story that drove you into?
Well, we need more educators. We just need more educators that are.
Did you have a good educator? I mean, did you have a good counselor?
Yes, I remember Miss Casares from Bell Gardens High School and Miss Hamrock from Bell Gardens Intermediate School. That are currently still counselors at those respective schools. They really instilled belief upon me. They really believed in me. I remember there was a time where I just did a nice gesture for another student. A teacher saw that, and she gave me a positive referral. And I was like, I never thought that going to the office or front office was going to be a positive thing. And it's not that I never got in trouble, which I never did, but I just never had this idea. I mean, here is an English learner just trying to learn English. My goal was to stay in the class, not to, get in trouble. And so I remember I went to the front office and Ms. Hamrock, she, with a big smile, gave me just a note, a personalized note saying, you're a great student, great job, I'm very proud of you. She gave me a Jolly Rancher. I didn't really like Jolly Ranchers, but you know what? I hate the candy because those words, I don't know, they were so significant that I forgot about the Jolly Rancher, and it also had a pencil. So I went to class, and I was so proud of just sharpening my pencil in that moment, and I was using a brand new pencil. And sometimes the little things make a big impact. That day, it was just another pencil that she probably was giving. It was probably just another Jolly Rancher that she was just giving to another student that just did good. But to me, it's a memory. And I always tell parents and teachers, students will never I'll say that again. Students will always forget what you tell them, how you behave. They will forget what you say, what they learn, but they will always remember how you make them feel. That day was significant because it was a school counselor that actually, just with an authentic, genuine smile, said, "Great job. I'm very proud of you. Keep up the good work." Ever since that, I did notice my grades go up. And my grades were C average. I mean, I was learning English, but you know what? They started going up. I continued my education. I'm currently working on a doctorate, and I will be going to Spain pretty soon to study more about education. And
so, what's your topic of your? Do you have a thesis already going on? What's
yes,
your topic?
I'm interested right now in my dissertation. I'm interested in a lot in integration, and once again, what kind of programs are offered in this case, very specifically in Calexico Unified School District and the elementary school at Dool, what integration programs are offered and how they impact our students that have IEPs, individual educational plans, and do they feel a sense of belonging, increased belonging or not? So I'm very interested in that. And when I use the word integration, I'm all about inclusion. Are students feeling more included, or is it just something you just put on paper? That's very important to me, and I'm very excited.
Right. And also, I guess another problem is the issues of family. I mean, how the family works. That also affects the kids, right? So, do you have cases in Calexico where you have students who are really not supported by their family, or that they also have to go on their own?
Yes. Yes. We have many challenging cases that every school counselor could definitely agree with me. due to the confidentiality of the student's name, I would change the student's name.
Yeah.
I would just call her Charlie. Charlie. So Charlie, she's a student that is currently in the 4th grade, and she doesn't really have that support at home. And sometimes we get into this blaming game, like, oh, it must be the mom's dad or the mom or the dad's fault. And for me, it's more about, you know what, the parent is doing the best they can, but they just need to improve more. They need to learn more. And so the parent has been, provided support, and little by little, I've seen improvement. The student has been really absent a lot this school year, but she has improved. And that is significant to me. Seeing the improvement, that is, even if it's gradual, it's improvement, and we celebrate that. And I encourage all educators, even if you have that one challenging student, that one challenging case, or even counselors, to celebrate improvement. Because if they have a taste of success that it's immediate, sometimes they want to continue improving, and that's what we want to do.
I think there was this company, Deloitte Consulting Group. They did a research on education, and they really pinpoint that regardless of the country, it could be in Asia, in Europe, or in the United States, and even in Latin America, a supportive family environment was always critical for the success of the kids. So,
yes.
Yeah, and I think also the parents sometimes they think that education happens in school. Well, they forget that education starts at home.
Yes, and there's
right, and those are the foundations.
There's this divorce of understanding what education is, right? To some, it might be, they're just going to babysit my child while I get to rest. For others, it might be, they're going to educate my child.
Absolutely. Yeah, for me, I have a PhD and I'm a professor at UCSD, and I kind of think that things happen like normally. But now that I see other kids, I just remember all the support that I had from my parents, from my mom. And that makes a huge difference, right? Like my mom, always telling me, say hi to professor, say hi to your teacher, or give this apple or give this candy to your teacher. I mean, just like making these bonds and showing that my mom was very interested in education made a big difference for me. I mean, for me, it was kind of normal, but now that I see that that's not always the case, that sometimes the parents are not that excited or not so supportive about the education of the kids, I see that difference in that sense.
Yes, I had a case that it reminds me of that. I had a case of a student. He used to cry every day. He was new from Mexico, and he would cry every single day. But he was an older kid, so I was like, I expect this more from a younger child. But I said, okay, well, I tried every day, but I had to be very consistent every single day. Seeing him exactly at the same time.
Why was he crying? I mean, what was
he
the
just
thing?
He just didn't want to stay in school. He wanted to go home. He missed his old friends.
Was he missing Mexico? That was a big thing.
And he didn't know so there was this language barrier as well. So I had to be very consistent. In other words, every single day stand by the same pole, wave with the same hand, and approach him and tell him and give him reassurance that he's safe, that we're there to help him, and that we're there for him. And every single day, the mother was very supportive, and the mother would come to us, and she would always tell us, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that I improve, or that I need to, what could I implement at home also, so I could, make sure that I facilitate the success for the child at school. And we would give her our recommendations, and she would follow through. And believe it or not, he is a great student. He's been in this school, for about 9 months? 7 months. And he already is speaking English. He's using sentences. I see him with a smile. He's playing with other children. I am seeing before me an amazing improvement. And those are the moments that make you want to wake up every single day and go to work.
That's why you like being counselor, right? You're touching these little lives and probably change their life and getting into the school. So what about her mom? Now, does she see the difference as well right now?
Believe it or not, she was one of my most involved parents this school year, and we celebrate that. We celebrate parent involvement at our school. We gave each of those parents that were highly involved in our school recognition certificates.
Really? So you can also get your little star because you were a great parent?
Yes, we actually had a kind of like a mini graduation ceremony for these parents, because a lot of these parents did not finish middle school. A lot of these parents did not finish elementary school. They didn't have that opportunity to walk that walk, to walk the graduation walk, if that makes sense.
Wow.
And so we made sure in our district, we are so committed to promoting education that we feel that if we promote the education of parents as well, then their child is going to continue their education as well. So in our district, we literally did a kind of like a ceremony where we brought food for the parents, and we did our superintendent was there, our members from our district administrative team were there just to celebrate, and the parents made the walk, and they shook hands with them as if they were graduating, and they got their certificates. They had some food, they enjoyed themselves, and that's what we want to do. We want to promote more smiles as a result of education.
Yeah, it's like a small, nice triangle, right? The parents, teachers, and the kids. And as I was telling them, the education starts at home, right? And of course, the teacher is a facilitator, but I think sometimes we demand a lot from the teachers. We demand them to teach them values, to teach them how to behave. And it can be a lot of heavy burden for the teachers. Do you think also the teachers, they see that a little bit? They express also that they need some more support from their parents?
Yes, we could say my teachers. Every teacher has at least that one parent that's really, really involved, and then they have the one parent that needs to improve with that. But every teacher, with their experience, has developed strategies to encourage parents to be more supportive. And at Dool, we're no exception to that. I see that teachers, try unique things. From even making small assemblies just from their class to have parents come, and then teachers, have their child present, and then they evolved.
We'll continue with this. So you're listening to WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
You've heard me talking about Progressive Medical Center. They have helped me feel my best. And Dr. Gully, tell us a little bit about integrative medicine. Why is that such a big deal at Progressive Medical Center, and how can that make me feel better?
Integrative medicine is just good medicine. It's combining the best of traditional medicine, nutritional medicine, natural medicine, and really helping the patient get to the root cause so they can take control of their health and really make an impact to improve not only their energy, their vitality, and just their overall outlook on their health and their life.
I procrastinated for a long time before I finally made an appointment. So why should someone not delay and go ahead and get set up and come see you guys?
Any journey begins with that first step, and that first step means making a decision to recognize that there's something wrong with you. Whether you have fatigue, inappropriate weight gain, not sleeping well, not concentrating, all of these issues, you can get to the root cause.
So many of us here at The Fish have gotten help from Progressive Medical Center. So why don't you find out more from them today? Go to progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life, live it well.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Attention business owners. Does it feel like your business owns you? See if you qualify for a free 90-minute business coaching session to help you build a business, not a job. During this free 90-minute strategic consultation, one of our senior coaches will help you map out the best way to grow your company and get your life back. To learn more, go to MauiMasterminds.com/scale now. That's MauiMasterminds.com/scale now.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome, neighbors, to Vecinos with your host, Maria Garcia.
Okay, we're back with Sammy. And Sammy, so tell us a little bit about the projects that you're starting in Calexico, trying to help the education outcomes for the kids.
Okay, in Dool Elementary, we have our comprehensive school counseling program. And through this comprehensive school counseling program, it is an umbrella that covers, you could say, and promotes all these other segmented programs. So one of the programs that we have at Dool is we have the Border Patrol Academy. Mm-hmm. And the Border Patrol Academy is, we have some agents that come to our school on Fridays and at least twice a month, and they connect with our students. They teach our students skills for being successful students, not only in school but also away from school, where they make good choices. They teach them how to protect themselves from being bullied. They teach our students how to be assertive and stop bullying verbally, and how to make really positive choices. And they also serve as mentors to our students. We have a strong community of students that are interested in pursuing law enforcement in the near future. And these students have the opportunity just to connect with one officer here or another student with another officer. And these officers have the chance also to go and just be a child for a moment, mm-hmm. where they could just go and play soccer with the kids and just have officers versus students, or but they connect with their students and they enjoy it, and they have the moment to relive their elementary years again, and it's amazing. We also have the culinary arts program in our school, because in our school we're very, very high on promoting college and careers. Careers is very, very important. So a lot of our students have demonstrated interest in the culinary arts area. So we teamed up with our local high school in our district, Calexico High School, and with their program with Chef Nunez, we take students twice a month to the high school, and they have hands-on experience what it takes to be a culinary arts student, and what it takes to prepare food, and they learn that it's not just cooking, it's not just a cooking class, but it's more of a college career that they could explore. And so they see this as a different lens. So it's no longer going home and just cooking just to eat or just cooking to survive. It's a culinary arts program where they can explore a future career in it. Right.
So yes, so in New Calexico you have a campus of San Diego State University, right?
Yes, sir.
And you also have Imperial Valley College, right? Right. So
yes, we have taken all of our students at Dool Elementary to visit San Diego State University. Every single student has an opportunity to step on the campus, walk through the campus, meet professors, have just an experience of what it really takes to be a college student for a day. Every single student has an opportunity, so they get motivated. A lot of these students, if they're not motivated, when they have a taste of what it really takes to be a college student, or how it feels to be one, they get motivated. They're like, you know what, I'm going to school. I'm actually going to try harder in my math class. I'm going to try a little bit more. I should probably be reading that book that my teacher told me to read. But they know why. And it's sometimes very important just to give the students a reason why. They will find motivation.
Yeah, I think visits to San Diego is a great opportunity, right? I mean, just to get exposed to a different world, right, compared to the
correct.
Opportunities that they have in Calexico. So yeah, I think just retaking the thing. I mean, the way I met you, Sammy, was because you brought the students to UCSD once. And I mean, that time they came to the library, they came to the Comienza con un Sueño. So I think that's something you're going to continue doing, right? Bringing the kids here.
Yes, students. A lot of students have this idea that work is boring. You know, they don't want to do homework, they classwork, so they think having a job is probably boring. So when they realize that you could, I don't know, a lot of these students, they're very creative. They say, what, I could play games for a living? Or what, I could actually, do drafting for a living? And they see that as something very fun, but they never thought that fun and work could be going together. So, and then they also see in our employees at a school, they see us, smiling at each other, sometimes laughing at some funny things that happen, and they see that, and they're like, you know what? They are receiving a model of like, you know what? Maybe work isn't that boring. Maybe I should continue exploring what I'm interested in because I'll find something fun in it. And that's what we want to do in our students.
So a lot of the students, actually, when they finish high school, they go to Imperial Valley College and San Diego State. I guess there are not many, or what proportion do you think goes out of Calexico to look for other universities?
Many students, it depends on the student's interest. We have great counselors in our district that support our students and that encourage our students to pursue their education. And they are so knowledgeable that these students have a sense of direction when they graduate. At the elementary level, we want to promote the awareness component. We want to promote college awareness, career awareness, and we have this concept that in college starts in kinder, that starting from kinder, students are already getting in this notion of college and career, and we're very excited about this initiative.
Yeah, also something that is, I mean, for me is also very interesting and important is like also promoting science and engineering, right? I think that's a very big challenge with Calexico, right? I mean, it's mainly agricultural work, law enforcement. But yeah, I think it's a challenge, right, to get them into science and technology because there's not much exposure to science in Calexico.
One of the things that Ms. Hansen, our school principal, and I have definitely discussed, and we are leading towards that direction in the near future with the support of our district, is that we would like to have a STEM lab in our school that is geared for just students going with the teachers and just learning more about STEM, researching, and just gaining more interest. A lot of this has to start with its exposure. And a lot of these students, when they are exposed, they're going to taste, and they're going to find out if they like it or not. But the point is that we want to expose them. That's the first step that we want to take. So like that, our students have a sense of direction if they like it or not.
Well, I mean, just when I've come to Dool, right, and we have done these chemistry experiments, the kids are super excited about it. I mean, they just laugh, they want to do it. Everyone wants to try the inflated balloon.
Yes.
They all want to do it by themselves. And I think that's one of the challenges. Like, when we go and we talk about science and technology, which I have done, it's nice, right? But giving the opportunities to the students to do themselves experiments changes completely the picture. Yes. So I think definitely having the labs, giving the students a chance to do it by themselves and design the experiments that are really like exciting for them, it's a challenge. So yeah, I think that's one of the common projects that we have, right?
Yes. I want to thank you, Dr. Vasquez, because going to that school and promoting STEM for our students, our teachers being having buy-in into it, and our school principal, we are changing education because it's no longer sit, I will stand, I will lecture, read off the book. We're being more hands-on, and we're changing the way we learn. The most important thing, the result is that we are learning, and that's what matters.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks a lot, Sammy, for being here. And I think it's a matter of giving the opportunities because I've been in Calexico and the kids are amazing. They love science, they love technology, and it's a matter of just giving them more opportunities and more perspectives. And as you said, involve the parent, right? I think the role of the parent is super, super important. And I hope that soon we'll have the opportunity to talk more about this program that we are running, trying to bring kids from Calexico to UCSD, do experiments in the labs and see what is the outcome. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of kids really looking forward there. So thanks a lot, Sammy.
Thank you for having me here, Dr. Vasquez.
Absolutely. You're listening to dualisradio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
Kenja Dixon was crowned the #1 sales executive through hard work, deep thinking, and the revelation of universal talk laws. He now wants to share these lessons with you. Universal talk laws are what you need to know and use in business and at home to have successful and effective conversations. Kenja Dixon shares his wisdom, action plans, and wealth. Each book comes with a chance to win $10,000. Find Universal Talk Laws at KenjaDixon.com. On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, Scale listener. This is David Finkel, co-host with Jeff Hoffman of Scale Your Business. I wanted to let you know that our newest book, Scale, was just released and to encourage you to get your copy. The book will give you 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. If you've ever wanted to grow your business, but held yourself back from fear that it would take over your life, then we urge you to get your copy of Scale today. It'll give you a proven roadmap for rapidly growing your business while also gaining more personal freedom. Scale will help you work less by getting your business to produce more. Scale is for every entrepreneur who ever wondered if they really own their business or if their business owns them. Get your copy online or at your local bookseller. For more information, visit us online at scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com. That's scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com.
Controversy and conversation to upset the status quo. A no-holds-barred exploration and obliteration of the limits of possibility. Join me, Steve Olsher, and my rambunctious crew on Reinvention Radio, where each week we scour the planet to bring you the world's foremost social, business, political, technology, and scientific disruptors who challenge the accepted and forge daring, cutting-edge paths. That's Reinvention Radio, where normal comes to die and mediocrity meets its final demise.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.